Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another upgrades video. In today's upgrades video, we are once again taking a look at the ArmsTech hammer here on the channel. And before we get this video started, I just want to give a huge shout out to this video's sponsor, which is going to be Air Venturi. You guys know I've been talking about it a lot recently, but I'm finally diving into the airgun PCP world. It's a lot of fun. I can shoot it in my backyard and I can just have a blast with it. It is super quiet. Air Venturi makes a wide variety of PCP air guns. They even have other accessories like air compressors that you can take with you at home, so you don't have to worry about bringing your air tanks to whatever air gun retailer is around you. I've been taking a look at the Avenge X. It's more their tactical PCP 25 cal air gun, and that thing is a blast. There's going to be a full review on that in the future, but check Air Venturi out at any of your online airgun retailers and thank them for supporting this video. First and foremost, I obviously did a few upgrades to my ArmsTech hammer. I've been calling it the Super Shorty, although it is light years away from the quality level of a Serbu Super Shorty. The ArmsTech is an interesting gun, but I was having some major rust issues with the ArmsTech after the first range day. Obviously, as you can see here, this is a registered short-barreled shotgun, which is why the barrel is so short. I talked about that in the other video, but it had kind of that 2013 Remington rust when you look at it finish. So obviously, as you guys can see here, we did cerakote it. The FF Pocket Gunsmith did make up this incredible color. It's kind of just this really cool bluish gray thing. And I gotta say, in person, because I see on camera right now it looks much more blue, but in person it's like a gray. And man, is it an awesome color. But this needed to get cerakoted. I mean, it was one range day and there was rust all over the receiver, all over the barrel, the mag tube, all of that. And because it was an NFA item and still is, I want to keep it relatively good long term. Now also, the attachment point here in the back of this side folding chote stock also was rusting to hell. So we decided to cerakote that the same color as the receiver, and that worked out pretty well. Aside from that upgrade, Mesa Tactical decided that they were still going to support me in this nightmare of a build. This company is awesome. They sent out this 8-shot shell carrier on the side, and I will go into why I put that on there, but I gotta say, huge thank you to Mesa Tactical for sending this out. The quality of their aluminum shot shell carriers for the side of the receivers is unbelievable. You guys know I've been using Mesa side saddles now for forever. It is my choice. And again, they partnered up with me on this wild ride that was this ArmsTech hammer. And we brought it to the range, and I am getting a few mag tubes down in. It was about 12 degrees. It was a brutally cold Pennsylvania range day, but we're still out there trying to make some content. And I was shooting the gun a few times with the grip in this position. So just boom, rack it back, no problems. I switch it over to the vertical position. I shot 3 rounds and I went to unload and I thought, you know what, let me just make sure we're clear with a click. I had a little bit of a mental mess up there. So I went to drive forward, and as I drived forward and brought the gun back, so when it went forward, you guys saw the pin and piece fly out. I did not see that. It just felt a little weird. I racked the action back and tink, the little vertical grip flew right off the gun. And that's a no-go, because for obvious reasons, if that had happened maybe 2 times in front of that and in the direction going forward, I probably would have lost my hand. Yes, I would hope that my reaction time is semi-okay to keep my finger off that trigger, but if you are going pretty quick, and this is exactly why I wanted to stay slow on this gun, that could have been a catastrophe. And, you know, we're going to dive into what we're doing to fix this, what they did to make this a whopping piece of shit, and we're going to go from there. So some may be asking, geez, what type of high quality pistol grip sort of thing did ArmsTech decide on a original retail of $1,600 shotgun that's an NFA item? They decided to go with NC Star. Wow, I would love to meet the geniuses over at this company. I believe they had some legal trouble. Hopefully they went ahead and got incarcerated after this one, because this thing is going, I can't even believe that this was allowed to leave the R&D process or just go out in the public. It's insanity to me. But as you can see, there's some similarities with this NC Star folding grip and the folding grip that is on this gun. Now, many companies make a grip similar to this NC Star grip, but as we all know by now, the quality level of NC Star is garbage. I bought this grip as a quote-unquote replacement from an airsoft store, so that should give you the understanding that even on a 5.56 gun, I would be very hesitant to run this, but on a 7-inch barrel 12-gauge shotgun, they are out of their mind. Now, I have the new NC Star grip, which as you can see here, is identical to the grip that is on there. So, what happened? There is a T-shaped piece on this side of the grip, and that is locking it into place in a star type position there in the grip. This is on the other side of that with a spring, and you can see that piece here, right? So that was there. What happened was the T-piece, the crucial piece holding together this vertical grip, saving your hand, is right there, and it's no longer there, and that's because it sheared off under recoil. Now, this gun was sitting on the table for maybe about 3 minutes in 12-degree weather, and I'm sure that contributed to the fact that this snapped in half. But this was not being frozen or anything like that. It still was definitely in a normal operating temperature. However, this sheared off, the pistol grip went flying. Now, I wanted to get a new pistol grip to at least get this thing semi-functional, semi-okay, and I did get the new NC Star grip, hoping that there would be some similarities. There are similarities, however, I had to file down this T-shaped piece on this side because the new NC Star grip had kind of a tapered section to it. So a few centimeters had to be filed off, and it's still a little wobbly, but it's much better. It's about the exact same as it was, and now it does function as it did originally. The absolute pot metal that is made of, when I filed, I mean, you could almost cut that metal with a butter knife. That is how easily that file just dripped right through there, no problem. It is horrifying to see the quality level here. A lot of you may ask, well, you know, why don't you just get a Serbu Super Shorty grip? I would love to. And if Serbu Firearms is watching this video, let me somehow buy one of those vert grips because I would absolutely use it on this gun. If you guys know anywhere to purchase one of those, please let me know because, of course, I'm going to be swapping this out somehow. Luckily, I have a lot of really good friends that are machinists, and they are working as we speak to try to figure out a way to replicate this with a steel grip to ensure that this does not happen again. And hopefully, pending what they find out in their schedules, we'll be able to make that happen. But as of right now, this is just simply a placeholder to make the gun function as it should on the wall, but I will not be bringing it back to the range with this vertical grip. There's absolutely no way I'm going to put another round down range with this. How is this gun shooting? It shot fine. That's the stupid thing about this. With the stock, I think it's a pressure thing where it doesn't have a ton of pressure to build up, but the recoil is like pleasant. Even with buckshot, even with standard birdshot, the blast is insane, but the recoil is totally manageable. Now, a lot of you may be looking at the 8-shot side saddle on this thing and being like, what are you doing? But it still totally works with the action, as you can see here, pending it doesn't break off and fly down range. It works with the action, and you have 2 rounds in the mag tube. Now, I am a bit of a psychopath, and I view this as somewhat of a potential for a bag gun in a backpack because it fits so perfectly. Now, having 2 rounds in a mag tube is obviously not ideal. This gives you a huge amount of reloads for this gun and makes it, in my opinion, a little bit more practical. Now, I also did, for practicality's sake, have the FF Pocket Gunsmith drill and tap a brass bead on the top of this. There was no brass bead, and that was really helping out at the range when this thing was working. Having a bead for sighting now again makes this much more practical, and my other very good friend, who's very handy on the lathe, was able to recrown the barrel, make it look super nice. As you guys may have remembered, that they decided to cut this barrel with whatever rusty hacksaw they used at their manufacturing plant to cut it completely diagonally, and I don't know if they were going for some sort of shotgun AK reverse break or what, but it was atrocious. So we did clean that up as well, and that's looking a lot better. I think with those upgrades, if we just got a freaking new vertical grip up here in the front, we would be in business. This is a pretty cool and handy shotgun, and at its heart, it's fine. But of course, you know, again, parts are just unavailable for this setup. You really have to essentially fabricate your own stuff. So that is what we're trying to do. Stay tuned for what that looks like. Sorry for the rant, but man, sometimes that just lights me up when I see such major safety issues on something like this and people charging that much money for it. It's just absolutely insane. Luckily, I got this for a deal that I just could not pass up, and even after all this, I'm still making out okay. So it is what it is. We're always taking a look at wild stuff here on the channel. Thank God I had somebody looking over my shoulder on that one, and it decided to break on the way back and not the way forward and on an empty chamber. But that could have been a lot worse. Guys, that is going to wrap this video up. If you have any other questions about this particular monstrosity or anything else on the channel, please throw them down below in the comments section, and I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description for the different ways to support the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.